On October 11, 1977, Glenn Burke stood in the heart of the sports universe, patrolling center field at Yankee Stadium for the Los Angeles Dodgers in Game 1 of the World Series. After spending 6 seasons working his way up through the Dodgers' minor league farm system, Burke had arrived in the Bronx, prepared for this moment in the spotlight. He was an uncommonly talented athlete, even among other big leaguers, with so much potential that Dodger first base coach Jim Gilliam had compared him to one of the game's all-time greats, Willie Mays. Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda had enough confidence in his rookie to write Burke's name in the starting lineup in the biggest game of either man's career. Teammates loved his enthusiasm and gap-toothed grin, the laughter he brought to the locker room, the funky music blasting from his boombox. Burke cut an imposing figure in his gray and blue Dodger uniform. With his broad chest, muscular legs, and 17-inch biceps, other players marveled at his strength and physique. He had an energy and toughness to match, never backing away from a fight. And he needed that attitude in New York. When the visiting Dodgers arrived at Yankee Stadium for a workout the day before Game 1, raucous young Yankee fans were there to greet them, rocking the team bus and shouting slurs at the players. As Game 1 unfolded, fans targeted Dodger players with rolls of toilet paper, stink bombs, whiskey bottles, and hard rubber balls. None of this flustered Burke. Not the big city, not the Yankee-Dodger rivalry, not the stakes of the game, not the projectiles flying out of the bleachers. He had said so the day before, when he granted a sports writer a phone interview while relaxing in his room at the Dodgers' luxurious New York hotel, the Waldorf Astoria. "I don't get nervous no more," he confessed. "The pressure hasn't hit me yet. When everybody was grabbing and hugging and pouring champagne over my head after the Dodgers beat the Philadelphia Phillies to advance to the World Series, I thought to myself how lucky I was to be in the big leagues. Everything is happening so fast. It's hard to analyze what I'm going through, but I don't want the music to stop." The reporter asked Burke for his thoughts on playing in Yankee Stadium, a venue that was not only famous, but one of the most difficult ballparks in which to play center field. The expanse of green grass between the foul poles was enormous, with the left center field fence standing 430 feet from home plate, dead center 417. Just beyond the wall were reminders of the Yankees' dominant past, shrines to Hall of Famers including Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. "Those monuments are real cool. I never thought anybody had stuff like that," Burke said. "Maybe they'll have one for me someday." But there is no monument to Glenn Burke today at any major league ballpark. He cherished his good fortune in life when he granted the interview on October 10, 1977, but he'd never start another World Series game after October 11th. He'd be run out of baseball for good by 1980, and his life would unravel altogether a few years after that. What happened? To arrive at the answer, you need to know something about the Dodgers' fun-loving center fielder, a secret he kept from the public in 1977. Glenn Burke was gay. And as people learned this about him in the late 1970s, it was their homophobia, an irrational fear and hatred of gay people, that starved him of opportunity and launched him into a tailspin from the bright lights of the World Series to the dark alleys of the Tenderloin. Burke died less than a year after Bobby Haskell found him on that mattress. But even in those final months, he held out hope that lessons learned from his struggles as a gay black man in Major League Baseball would someday make life better for other people. That in his brief time on Earth, 42 years that coincided with an unprecedented period of gay liberation, he had made a lasting difference.